My name is Vojko Sterk, and this historical true story, my life's path, is dedicated to all of the listeners who want to know more of my life and human rights in my lifetime. The human rights was misused because of the political interest in the world, dictatorship and racism. This atmosphere led to Holocaust and to the Second World War. My brother and I were born in the city of Zagreb, Croatia, the former Yugoslavia, to a Jewish family. My brother was born in 1926 and I in 1929. My father was a highly respected and well-known architect, and mother is graduated to Academy of Trade. Until the 1936, we lived as a happy family and wealthy kids with a golden spoon in the mouth. In 1936 began a long-term tragedy in our family. The father became gravely ill with cancer. In Germany, camps to power National Socialistic Party led by Hitler. The impact of the new theory of Europe clean of Jews and Gypsies, and racist law of the rights of the Aryan spreads across the borders of Germany, and the depressing effects of the inhabitants of the neighboring countries in general and in our family even more, because of the illness of our father. Racism and anti-Semitism and fascism spread everywhere around us like a contagious disease, in addition to severe economic crisis situation. We lived from day to day, and so we got to March 1941, when German forces already occupied Austria and are located on the northern border of Yugoslavia. In April 1941, German forces occupied in 6 days the whole Yugoslavia together with Greece. In the same month was established the independent fascistic Croatia, and entire Jewish community was expelled. The creation of concentration camps led by Jasenova's camp, where mass transport arrived with persecuted Jewish families as illegal human beings, most directly to their death. My mother, my brother, and I were illegally evacuated in a poor part of the city from our villa and we lost the property, all our relatives in the death camps. In the house where we were evacuated by well-meaning Croats lived two Jewish women who were to give sex service to senior officers of the Gestapo, to save this way the life of all Jewish families in the house, included us. Without human rights, we lived from day to day, hidden from public, without any hope that we will welcome the following morning. At the same time, we lost the mental feeling that is called self-reliance and personal identity, despite the fact we did not have the rights to study. The Church offered us the Catholic religion to be protected from religious expulsion, but that did not help us. This mental injury is incurable, and day by day swept the years and comes to liberation. Our life is saved, partly as we return to the human rights and enabled us to study at the particular program in total economic deprivation. The fascistic regime was replaced by a dictatorship deducted from Moscow. Proletarian democracy government without freedom of opinion and expression made us, as surviving Holocaust victims, seek for immigration to freedom. In 1948 was established State of Israel as the homeland of Jewish people. And we decided to immigrate to Israel for return to normal life and to start all over again, as we were born today. The living conditions were hard without knowledge of the language, no assets, and no means of livelihood to have.
עוד פעם המשפט הזה.
טעות. The living conditions were hard without knowledge of the language, no assets, and no means of livelihood to housing in reception camps for immigrants in tents during 1 year. It was necessary to fight for every step forward into a new life. The process of rising to a new and better life lasted several years. Finally, my brother and I finished our studies and overcoming several foreign languages, included Hebrew. My brother graduated from medical school and I became a senior bank clerk, signing officer. At the same time, I served also in the army in 3 defense wars, 1956, 1967, and 1972 for our new homeland. In 1959, I met my wife, and in 1960 we established a new family in a new home for us. Unquestionably, we have to mention that the fact of my wife in her younger years during Holocaust was even more severe than mine, because she lost her father in concentration camps Jasenovac. She, her mother and brother survived the war as refugees, whose life it is stated illegally to Switzerland, and in 1948 arrived to Israel. Today we have a happy life in Jerusalem. We have 2 children and 5 grandchildren. In spite of my age, I am still in spite of my age, I am still working in the Institute for the History of Holocaust in Jerusalem, Yad Vashem.